Yo, what's going on, guys? And today I wanted to talk about the Los Angeles Lakers. And a lot of people believe that this team is too old or, just not going to be able to win. And I disagree. I actually really like this roster, and maybe it's just because it's a compilation of a lot of my favorite players when I first started watching the NBA. You got Carmelo Anthony, Marc Gasol, Trevor Ariza, Dwight Howard, Rajon Rondo, LeBron. Russell Westbrook was still a youngling when I first started. Honestly, when I started watching the NBA, he wasn't even in the league. He was in UCLA, but I still remember when he got drafted. And then you got other guys like Kempe. My dog's right here. Sorry if you guys were hearing that, but even guys like Malik Monk, okay, who in Kendrick Nunn, guys who are young. Taylor Horn Tucker. I think there's a lot of guys on this roster. Let me just run through it real quick. Russell Westbrook, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Taylor Horn Tucker, Kendrick Nunn, Marc Gasol, Carmelo Anthony, Trevor Ariza, Wayne Ellington, and then we also have Kent Bazemore, Malik Monk, Rajon Rondo. And I feel like I just lost the list right there because I accidentally organized it. I said Dwight Howard, Marc Gasol, Carmelo Anthony, Anthony Davis, Rajon Rondo, Russell Westbrook, Trevor Ariza, LeBron, Malik Monk, Kent Bazemore, Wayne Ellington, Kendrick Nunn, Taylor Horn Tucker, Mac McClung, Sean D. Brown, Joel Ayaya, Austin Reeves. Okay, right now on the roster, I expect Joel Ayaya and Austin Reeves to actually be a part of, this team, okay? I think they could actually be a decent, like, garbage time. Maybe Joel Austin Reeves could be one of the point guards because behind Rajon Rondo and Russell Westbrook, there isn't actually another facilitator. So if they go down, it's up to Kendrick Nunn, who can play point guard, but he's more of a combo guard with point guard like skills. So when I look at this roster, I think they have a second unit that can really run without LeBron on the floor. If the starting lineup's going to be Russell Westbrook, I believe, then small forward, I think LeBron's playing power forward, Anthony Davis at center, small forward and shooting guard. I think you're going to go shooting guard Taylor Horn Tucker, and then at small forward, you'd go maybe Trevor Ariza or Kent Bazemore or one of the guys that give shooting. You go with a guy shooting. That's why you put Taylor Horn Tucker out there, unless you want to go Wayne Ellington and a guy like Trevor Ariza, which would then give the second unit most likely being obviously Rajon Rondo as the backup point guard, with sometimes Kendrick Nunn being the backup point guard. Then if we see Wayne Ellington or Taylor Horn Tucker, if Taylor Horn Tucker's starting, I think Trevor Ariza is starting at small forward with, the shooting guard and small forward being interchangeable. I think Kendrick Nunn, Taylor Horn Tucker, and Wayne Ellington will be exclusive to the shooting guard position, and probably Malik Monk too. But I think Kent Bazemore, maybe Malik Monk, Trevor Ariza, Carmelo will all play small forward, with Carmelo being the primary backup. I think Carmelo could be the sixth man for this team coming in and just playing ISO ball, with the second unit being Kendrick Nunn, Kent Bazemore, Malik Monk, Carmelo Anthony, Rajon Rondo, and Dwight Howard. Also, Marc Gasol isn't on this squad. Marc Gasol actually got cut, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. And so there's a roster space, I think, or Marc Gasol hasn't gotten cut, but it seems like Marc Gasol will be cut for DeAndre Jordan. DeAndre Jordan's on this roster, so Dwight Howard and DeAndre Jordan lock down the backup spots for Anthony Davis, who Anthony Davis will still play power forward. So I really look at this roster. Shooting-wise, I think Wayne Ellington, Kent Bazemore, Malik Monk, Trevor Ariza, Anthony Davis, LeBron are all able to hit the three-point shot, and I think Joel Ayaya and Austin Reeves and Russell Westbrook are all guys who will be willing to shoot a confident amount of three-point shots. Then Dwight Howard, DeAndre Jordan will be just high-energy rebounders and shot blockers off the bench behind Anthony Davis, or when Anthony Davis needs some breather minutes, or if he moves over to the power forward spot. Because we could see some lineups where it was Dwight Howard, Anthony Davis, LeBron, Wayne Ellington, or Kent Bazemore, whoever's this team's best three-point shooter, which probably is Wayne Ellington right now. And I think it's definitely a very interesting roster. I think this could go a lot of ways. I have no idea if this team looks good. Perimeter wise, I think defensively, Taylor Horn Tucker If Russell Westbrook's trying, he can be a decent defender, but if they need really good defense, Rajon Rondo, Taylor Horton-Tucker, Trevor Ariza, LeBron, and Anthony Davis, or even, LeBron, you could do Taylor Horton-Tucker, Rajon Rondo, LeBron, Anthony Davis, Dwight Howard, or DeAndre Jordan as your defensive lineup. Then if you need three-point shooting, you can go really you don't even have to go Russ Westbrook. You go Kendrick Nunn, who I'm not going to say Kendrick Nunn is an elite three-point shooter, but he's better than the other options, and he's a guy who's averaged 15 points this past year. He shot 38%. He's a career 36.4% three-point shooter. So Kendrick Nunn, then I'd go Wayne Ellington, either Trevor Ariza or Kent Bazemore, or even Malik Monk, LeBron, and then Anthony Davis if they're looking for a super shooting lineup. And then I expect, maybe the super confident lineup could be, I believe, Russell Westbrook, LeBron, Anthony Davis, Taylor Horton-Tucker, and Kendrick Nunn. That could be like the playoff lineup, like the serious minutes. And then with the rest of the guys being depth, I think Joel Ayaya could be a good multi-positional defender who doesn't need the ball much in his hand. Austin Reeves could be their Matthew Dellavedova. And Mac McClung, I think he'll just have a roster spot maybe on a two-way. But yes, I want to hear your guys' thoughts. What do you guys think of this team? I think definitely by far one of the more interesting, I'd like to say, teams this season. I definitely wasn't expecting all these moves. Are they old? I really think it's going to be the Nets versus the Lakers. Who's going to win? I don't know. I don't know if the Nets will play defense, and are the Lakers going to be too old? Obviously, those are the two biggest question marks that we're all looking here, and we're like, is that going to be a problem, And it could be. It could be. At the same time, it might not be. But you don't know. You really don't know. So I want to hear your guys' thoughts. What do you guys think of the Los Angeles Lakers? I think this team is going to be a top 3 seed. Their floor is the 3rd seed. Their ceiling is the 1st seed. So right there you go. Like, is that going to happen? What's going to happen there? We don't know. So I want to hear your guys' thoughts down below. What do you guys think of this team? Is it playoff worthy? Are they going to be able to do anything? I don't know, man. I think it's definitely a very interesting situation. I think I just saw Andy Hoop's video where it's like Lakers versus Nets, Paul Millsap, LaMarcus Aldridge, Blake Griffin, Joe Harris, Kyrie Irving, James Harden, and Kevin Durant versus Russell Westbrook, LeBron, Anthony Davis, Dwight Howard, Carmelo, DeAndre Jordan, and Rajon Rondo, I mean, that's not the entire team, but I just think this team could be really good if everyone hasn't regressed. If everyone can be what we think they can be, this is a really good team that their biggest question mark is three-point shooting. I'm 100% sure we can agree that three-point shooting would be the biggest if. So I want to hear those thoughts. What do you guys think's the biggest ifs on these teams? So I think it definitely is a conundrum that they're in, and it's very interesting to see how it's just working out. I think there's a lot of sides. I know one of my subscribers is going to come at me for liking the Lakers, but hey, whatever, guys.